Hi everyone! Nowadays, in the age of digital technology, any information is just a couple of clicks away from you. But have you ever wondered, can we believe in everything we find? Probably not. So here are 6 misconceptions everyone blindly believes in. Let's get it on. Vikings' horned helmets. There is a myth about Vikings wearing helmets with horns, which they supposedly used to terrify their enemies. They were indeed very severe warriors, and it was unlikely for anyone to escape from them happily. But unfortunately for Viking lovers, the only Viking helmets that have been discovered are just round and made from leather or metal. It seems like the idea of horned helmets came from Catholic chronicles. The priests in these chronicles described how they suffered attacks from these Scandinavian pirates and called the intruders devil's messengers, attributing to them tails, hooves, and horns, which apparently turned out to be the most impressive thing about them. And talking about Vikings' armor, well, it is worth noting that they fought standing in a tight row, where any careless move with a horned helmet on the head could easily hurt someone else and leave him eyeless, or even worse. Human blood is red. And this is absolutely true, but it turns out that there are 7,000 people on Earth with blue blood. No, they're not all aristocrats. They are just cyanotic people. The thing is, the color of blood depends on its chemical composition, in particular on the agent that carries the blood, hemoglobin. Normally, hemoglobin contains iron, which in contact with oxygen turns red. But cyanotic people have more copper in their blood, so oxidation makes it blue instead. This doesn't affect the blood's function. It still carries oxygen around the body very well, but the color is just different. And if like that wasn't weird enough, a few years ago, Canadian surgeons discovered a patient with green blood. It was immediately sent to examination, and turned out that the man suffered from sulfhemoglobinemia, a rare blood condition that occurs when a sulfur atom is incorporated into the hemoglobin molecule. According to doctors, it might be caused by the excessive use of a migraine medicine called sumatriptan. Its active substance contains sulfonamides, which could be the source of sulfur in his blood. Van Gogh cut his ear off. There is a false belief about Van Gogh cutting his ear off while being delirious. This legend even gave the name to the so-called Van Gogh syndrome, a fanciful term for self-mutilation, which may be associated with dysmorphic delusions, disturbances of body image, or psychosis. It is considered that Van Gogh suffered, obviously, from his own syndrome. But actually, the famous artist only cut a little piece of his ear, the lobe, although he did paint himself like if he was missing the whole ear. Apparently, like a real drama queen, he just wanted more of it. Albert Einstein was a D student. Many lazy students love to justify their laziness and bad marks, talking rubbish about the genius Albert Einstein being also a bad student. But that's not true. The thing is, he spent most of the time studying in Germany, but he got his school certificate in Switzerland, where the grade system worked the other way around. In Germany, the highest grade was 1, the 2 was lower, and so on. In Switzerland, on the other hand, they use a 6th grade system. And by looking at his certificate, you can be sure that he was a really good student, especially in natural science. Napoleon was short. It is commonly believed that the famous leader Napoleon was 5.2 feet tall, but actually, and this is scientifically confirmed, he was 5'6", which is totally okay, right? There is an opinion, though, that it was the British who gave him the nickname Humpty Dumpty. Either on purpose or not, they switched French long measures into British wrongly. There is another version more down to earth. His body was disproportionate. Since the day he was born, his head was big and his body was thin, which must have looked ridiculous. Besides, his marshals were all the best of the best, tall, well-built and strong. By their side, anyone would look like a freaking leprechaun. Humans only use 10% of their brain. This myth is as old as Adam and is one of the most false and unkillable. Let's sort it out. In the middle of the past century, scientists decided that if a neuron produces an impulse, then it's working, and if not, then it's lazy and doesn't want to work. So, after analyzing a part of the brain for neurons' working capacity, they concluded that humans use just 10% of their brains. This was obviously a mistake. They didn't consider that the human brain is a very complicated system, multi-level and highly organized. And the thing is, neurons don't have to work all together at the same time. When we aren't walking, the walking neurons are resting. When we're silent, the speaking neurons are asleep, and so on. And now imagine that all of your neurons are working at once. we would start immediately to see hallucinations, to experiment all kinds of emotions, and to move all the body parts we can move. Well, yeah, not sure you want to see that. So take it easy, your brain is working just like it has to work. And since we're not in a movie, well, we hate to tell you this, but you're probably never going to be a superhero.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks, and we'll be right back to you as fast as we can.